norms, I mean, there's a straight definition for norms, but I think of them as something, again, you do without thinking, brushing your teeth, putting on clothes, basic stuff like that. And norms from society affect bodybuilding a lot. Like the norms with eating 3 meals a day as opposed to 6 meals a day. People think that's weird that, I eat 6 times a day. That's strange. Why do you need to eat that much? If you got breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what else do you need? And then another thing is, why do you waste 2 hours a day, working out when you can go for a jog and still remain healthy? I think that's another thing that really affects, between what, I guess normal people outside of the bodybuilding, weightlifting universe will look at as weird. You do come in here 2 hours a day and work out. Another norm that affects bodybuilding a lot is it's not normal to be, a huge bodybuilder, big, maybe Kai Green or Branch Warren, 2 of the very well-known bodybuilders, or Phil Heath, just won a competition, major bodybuilding competition, Mr. Olympia. It's not normal to be like that. I mean, you don't just see guys walking around with, 28-inch arms. I mean, that's not something you see every day. I mean, it's kind of weird how Kai Green put it in one of his interviews. He said, your mom doesn't care whether your arms are bigger than 22 inches, she's going to love you no matter what. So I think that's kind of a strange thing for people looking in on the sport of bodybuilding and weightlifting is, why do you want to be that big? Some of the norms outside of society that maybe I think bias against bodybuilders a little bit is, oh, he's just a meathead, or you're muscle bound, or you're just a gym rat, stuff like that. I mean, to me, that's just as bad as calling somebody fat or stupid or gay. I mean, I don't really let it bother me too much because I'm not that kind of person. I don't think it's really important. If somebody's gonna go ahead and be a jerk about it, I mean, let them. What are they getting? You're still doing what you enjoy. I think it's out of necessity or out of efficiency. Like my clothing right now, I'm wearing a tank top, some nice light gym shorts, and my Under Armour compression shorts, and that just allows me to do what I want to do better. I mean, I'm not going to have some big baggy hoodie over me that I'm sweating in. Now, a little bit of that is preference because I've seen bodybuilders work out in hoodies and stuff. I mean, that's just preference. Athletic shoes, I think, are a pretty big norm. I'm wearing some Nike Frees right now. They're great. I just like them because they give me good support. Athletic shoes are important. It's a norm because it feels good while you're doing it. It feels good to have a nice shoe underneath you. Eating right, your body works better when you eat better. So if your body's working better, you can get a better workout in. I mean, that's out of necessity. You're taking supplements. Okay, maybe you're taking creatine, which is a supplement that helps muscle regeneration. Maybe that's because you have more issues with being tired or sore the next day or being over fatigued. That's just out of necessity. You're saying, okay, I get tired or I get sore really easily, so I'm going to take this supplement so I don't get as tired and as sore and I can do what I want to do better. So I think a lot of it's just out of making yourself more efficient or able to be more efficient. What motivates me to come in here and work out? I mean, I think it was something I like to do. Like some people like to read books or play video games or play music, but when I get stressed out, I just like to come work out. And I really got hooked on that. Another bit with the mindset is you gotta be consistent with it. And it's really hard to be consistent because, you get up at 8 in the morning, you go to work or go to school, and get home, you're really tired, and it's like, well, I need to go work out. So you go work out. You can't skip those days. So that's really important, is to keep that in your mind, is to be consistent.
Are there any, Are there any behaviors that other bodybuilders expect other bodybuilders to uphold, kind of stand by?
Oh yeah. Especially in this gym, I love it when people use the antibacterial wipes to wipe down your stuff. Like I'm sitting on this bench right now. I'm gonna use it later, but when I'm done with it, I'm gonna get an antibacterial wipe and wipe the headrest, the backrest, the seat, everything like that. Anything my hands might have touched. Another thing is good form. Form meaning how you're lifting the weights, like in which way you're lifting, is expected among bodybuilders. I mean, if you're just doing curls and you're throwing them up by your shoulders, I mean, yeah, you're doing a curl, but it's, your target area is your bicep and you're throwing your shoulders up there. I mean, that doesn't do you a whole lot of good. Being courteous. A lot of people think bodybuilders are, big jerks sitting on top of their muscle-bound throne, but we're really nice guys. I mean, if you want some advice, we'll give it to you. If we think you're doing something, or maybe we can offer you advice on what you're doing, maybe say, hey, have you tried this? I mean, it works for me and I really enjoy it, and I think it would show a lot of improvement,
So you study a lot of bodybuilding anatomy. Is there any specific or different language that you learned from that you wouldn't necessarily know if you're not a bodybuilder?
Oh yeah, okay. So some of the stuff, it's basically either shortened words or words for muscles that people might not know, or words for doing things differently. Like if I say, okay, I'm gonna do 3 sets of 15 repetitions, that means 3 sets being 3 separate times I do that exercise in 15 repetitions, meaning I'm gonna go through 15, full cycles. I'll just use curls. 15, 1, 1, 2, 2. 15 repetitions 3 different times throughout that day of workout. Also, muscle groups, stuff like that, you have to know. All the different muscle groups like shoulders, legs, calves, forearms, arms, chest, back, abs, glutes are very important. It's kind of a ritual because you have to do it every day. It's like a consistency thing. And so if you're not consistent, I mean, what's the point? And if you're consistent, that makes it a ritual in itself. So I think that's pretty important. Probably is a bit much on that one.